The virus that may kill millions in the year 2020, is it a prophecy of diviners and clairvoyants or a real threat confirmed by scientists? At the beginning of every year, many diviners around the globe launch their predictions that appear to be credible about events and facts they claim to happen during that year. At the end of the year, we usually find that some of these predictions have already occurred and some others did not happen as they expected. For the year 2020, scientific reports and reliable media, along with diviners, predicted the emergence of a deadly respiratory virus that will kill 80 million people around the world within 36 hours when it spreads. The virus is a type of coronaviruses that recently existed in China and caused deaths and sicknesses of hundreds of people till the date of this video. We will return to talk about the reality of this virus, how does it spread, how to avoid it, the countries most vulnerable to its spread, and the segments most at risk of infection. But after talking about diviners, media, and scientific bodies that predicted it. First, who are diviners and clairvoyants? Can we trust them? Can we believe their predictions or not? Diviners and clairvoyants can be divided into categories according to their sources and motives. Some of them are 1. Astrologers. They follow the movements of stars, planets, and celestial bodies, and they are concerned with their implications if they line up or get close to each other. They call these connotations with certain designations, and they link events to these designations until they become taken for granted. This is very similar to the Chinese calendar, which gives each year a specific name, relates to the fortunes of that year and what can happen in it. It is in fact an unrealistic link, as events change continuously and vary from their expectations. But people usually focus on the expectations that happen and ignore those that doesn't happen. Number 2. Wizards, witches, and sorcerers. They claim that they can expect the future relying on demons and their interpretation of signs such as birds, locusts, fires, earthquakes, and others, which seems to be convincing to the public because they touch people's fears and desires. Number 3. Horoscope specialists. They concede that there is a relationship between the occurrence of a person's birth date in a particular horoscope and his fortunes, future, mood, habits, relationships, personality, and harmony with other people. Inaccuracy of horoscopes clearly happen between a man and a woman when horoscopes indicate that they are perfectly in harmony. Many bankruptcies and failed adventures occur when people rely on horoscopes. Number 4. Diviners take future predictions from ancient religious books or ancestral heritage. They link future predictions to the knowledge came from those references, but these predictions cannot be accurate because the ancient books and legacies themselves were subject to distortion, forgery, and wrong translation. Number 5. Random predictions specialists. They convince people that a person or an animal can predict the future, such as using a parrot or octopus to predict matches results before they start, in order to encourage fans of the teams to bet on winning. Number 6. Psychiatric patients who believe that they have been given signals or dreams to show them the upcoming events, enable them to predict the future, and tell them about treasures, locations, and puzzle solutions. Number 7. Malefactors, agitators, and planners. They deliberately lie in predictions to achieve their personal goals, like saying that a brave young man in a certain country will cause a revolution to overthrow the government of his country, or saying that society will start expelling or engaging in violence against a certain segment of society. Another example for that is when the diviner says French people in so-and-so year will revolt against their Muslim government, in order to send a veiled message to the French people that number of Muslim immigrants is increasing in your country, so one day they will rule the country and you will have to revolt against them. But the worst diviners are those who cause disasters or massive harm to people and tells the people about it as a prediction that will happen in future. They try to prepare public for the disaster and force them to accept the new situation as an unchangeable destiny. Number 8. Specialists in logical forecasts. They are individuals, MIS, intelligence, or data analysis companies that logically study data and events in order to forecast the future. This type of predictions is used in competition between companies or competition between presidential candidates or used to analyze specific investment opportunities. Their forecasts succeed up to a certain extent, but sometimes they fail and lead to catastrophic results. Number 9. Comers from the future, time travelers, or souls dissolved in other bodies. They claim that they have previously existed in a previous life in certain countries and know accurate details of the places in which they lived and the people they lived with. Sometimes they know how they died in their previous lives or speak the language of the countries in which they previously lived, even though they did not travel to those countries or learn their languages in their current lives. Some of them claim that they lived in the future in a specific era and talk about the events with confidence and clarity. There are many similar stories in the internet about that. It's not so difficult for anyone to collect data about a certain place in the past or learn a language through the internet. Thus, their stories about the past can be believed, but their future stories cannot be verified, especially when they talk about very far future, and this is what causes suspicion in their stories or predictions. Second, media published about the emergence and spread of this virus. As you can see here, there are many reliable media sources published news about the emergence of this virus and its spread. Third, the scientific bodies predicted the emergence and spread of the virus. The most important one is the Global Preparedness Monitoring Board, GPMB, which predicted its occurrence. It is an independent United Nations body established in 2017 with support from the World Health Organization and the World Bank Group, and officially started its work in May 2018. The board aims to monitor health crises and keep the world prepared for them. Ministry of Health in China confirmed that the new coronavirus can be transferred from a person to another, and it caused 9 deaths and more than 400 sicknesses. North Korea government closed its borders to prevent tourists from transferring the virus to its lands. On 22nd January 2020, the United States of America reported the first case of the new virus in America. How does the virus spread? A World Health Organization spokesperson said at a press conference on January 21, 2020, based on current information, animals seems to be the main potential source of this outbreak, with limited human-to-human transmission between close contacts. On how to deal with different types of influenza, the World Health Organization advised to pay special attention and care for young kids below 5, elders, and those suffering from chronic diseases such as diabetes, kidney failure, or HIV. The risk lies when a very high fever and symptoms of viral poisoning or pneumonia appear. If this happens, the patient must be immediately transferred to the hospital. To avoid being infected by the virus, the World Health Organization advised people to wash their hands on a regular basis, cover their mouths and noses when coughing or sneezing, and avoid close contact with anyone with symptoms of respiratory diseases. It's still too early to confirm the spread of the disease as a global epidemic, but the opportunity for that to happen is available. Take care and God bless you.